first tip is how to push a box. So there's a bunch of ways to push a box. Like most players, go like straight on the wall and try to get the wall. I mean, this works if your opponent is weak and you know like you have an advantage, but it's also kind of risky if the player's is 100 HP, because they can just edit and piece up this box and pump you. So if you know your opponent is not weak and full HP, you always gotta push from a right hand peak, because when you're pushing on the right hand peak, you have a better angle than them. So you push like this, and then they can barely see you because the crosshair is on the right side and your character is on this side, because you can like see faster here than if you go on the other side, like here. Like I gotta go all the way, and then like my crosshair can see this. This is much faster. So when you're pushing box, you always gotta piece up this whole box and always spray with your gun, because it's much harder to pre-fire if you're spraying, but if you're pickaxing, they can time it and then pre-fire you so you can get shot. So always try to spray the wall and take it. So always, if you see your opponent's box with no cone or stair, you always want to smack and place it, and you can box up this side and 200 them. Okay, so if you know your opponent is weak, you make the wall one shot. They jump in like that and 200 them. And there's a bunch of ways to exploit. That's like the first one. Then you can also do like, if you go like box one up, go one up with your box, and like that. So this exploit is like really easy. Just hold everything underneath you, so you can just pickaxe, just go through. You don't need to do anything. You can just pickaxe. It's really easy. And obviously, yeah, you can do like the exploits with no cones. Okay, box up, or like no stair, like here. But it's kind of difficult. But you can time it pretty good if you're good at it. Oh. Like that. So that's a good way to kill your opponent easily if they're 1 HP. Okay, so how to piece up your opponent without being shot. So a lot of players just make him wide edit and piece up like this. This is really bad because your opponent can just shoot you. So always, you gotta try to be on the right hand peak and be like behind the wall so they can't see you. So you can be inside behind the wall and still piece the box up like that. Now it could be a bit difficult to get this wall, but if they go out this side, you could just like go on another angle and get it. And always be like safe, like be behind cover, and like really practice this, trying to piece up the box while being in the box, while being behind cover. So always gotta like this, and then you gotta look like here to place this cone. You just look a bit above it, and then you place the other one. So it's a really good drill. You should do it when you're warming up. And this too as well. And it's kind of difficult to be behind cover like in game, like so much going on. But really try to do that, because it will be much easier to get like the first damage and start the fight, and without taking damage in return. And you can also like piece up from a box away. Take this one like that. And you can peek like that. So just gotta stay behind cover. There's like a map, Raiders mechanics map, I think. There's like a bot. If you do a bad peek, you get shot. So then you always gotta do a good peek. And also try to piece control when you're playing that map. But if you see your opponent like this, instead of like coning and making it and then coning, you can like just look above it and place it. So it's easier to piece up opponents without making too much edits, because then they can like take your wall from you. Okay, so remember tip number 1, you always push a box like this. When you take the wall, edit, reset, then you can shoot them. Because when they shoot, they break the wall and then you can shoot them. Like that. Okay, so this is how to box up after you've been fried or something like that, or low HP. So you always gotta build in hard mats, which is really important. You can't be building like wood, because then they can just spray through and it only takes 2 pickaxes to break it. So always use brick or metal, and always make 2 boxes. Because if you only make 1 box, you only got like space of 1, so you can't like move. Because if you have 2, you can like, if you take this wall, then you can like move and get it in this box, then try to get counter damage. And one tip is also like this wall here is really important. I always like mess this up, because if they just break here, they can just place this, and then if you're in this box, they got the wall, and then they can edit on you. So we just gotta place this wall in boxes like this, and you can also like make more space, like 4x4. Then you have a lot of space. Okay, so tip number 5 is always when you're low, you can't always just be running, because they will just cycle you. So you always gotta try to get damage off before healing. So you crack them 100, and then you can box up, and then they'll probably heal up as well. Then you can heal up. So always try to get damage before healing when you're low in the fight. Tip number 7 is peeker's advantage. So always, if you're moving into the peak and the opponent is standing still, you can always see them before they can see you. So I can see him before he can see me. So always when you're making edit, always move into the edit. Do not like stand still.
Jet can't see you.
Yeah. I can barely shoot him. And he can always shoot before me. Tip number 8 is just like how to find good players to fight against. So my tip is like to go on scrim servers and just go on like the 1v1s looking for players and try to find someone. Because in like public 1v1s are like really bad, so it's not good practice. So yeah, go on like scrim servers and find good players to fight against.